So here we will get the same units of stress and as well as Young's modulus. So we will get the same units of stress, that is Pascal, as well as Young's modulus. We will get the same units of again a Pascal, because the strain has no units. Because the strain has no units, therefore the Young's modulus units is also a Pascal. So different types of modulus are available in this part. Therefore here we have studied about the Young's modulus, that is a one-dimensional. Young's modulus is a one-dimensional, and the second one is three-dimensional. This is bulk modulus, we'll call it as bulk modulus. And third one is a shear modulus. It is nothing but two-dimensional. Here the area is considered. And here the volume is considered. The volume is considered for the bulk modulus, and the area is considered for the shear modulus. Therefore we can find the bulk modulus as well as rigid modulus as well as Young's modulus for different materials. So therefore we can find the three different modulus for different materials. So we can find by the formula, that is nothing but modulus is nothing but stress by strain. Therefore here Young's modulus is nothing but as a longitudinal stress by longitudinal strain, and a bulk modulus is nothing but normal stress by volumetric strain. Therefore the volume will be changed. We have find the volumetric strain in the previous slides, how to find the volumetric strain. Therefore change of volume, volumetric strain is nothing but change of volume divided by original volume. Change of volume by original volume, that is nothing but a volumetric strain. So we can find the volumetric strain, and we can find the normal stress applied on that component by using this. Hello. By using this, we can find the bulk modulus of that component. And the third one is rigidity modulus. It is considered by shear stress by shear strain. Therefore we have found that how to find the shear stress, and we have found that how to find the shear strain. So in the previous slides we can see it, the shear strain can be found by phi, which is nothing but theta, which is nothing but delta x by L, where delta x is nothing but opposite side and L is nothing but adjacent phi for the tan theta, that is the angle here applied here. Therefore shear stress. Therefore we can find the rigidity modulus, that is nothing but G is nothing but shear stress by shear strain. So we can find the rigidity modulus by considering again, it is nothing but stress by strain, which are a shear in nature. Therefore three modulus are available for each and every materials. Therefore we need to find out the different modulus for different materials. So bulk modulus, next slide is bulk modulus. So it is nothing but represented by K, capital K, and it is a formula made to K is nothing but normal stress by volumetric strain. So here volume is considered. That is a component. Its volume need to be considered. and the stress is nothing but we will get a pressure inside the body or outside the body, so that the volume will be changed. The volume will be changed. That volume changed by original volume gives the volumetric strain. That gives the volumetric strain. Therefore, we need to find out the stress in three-dimensional body. Three-dimensional body, that is we call as a normal stress, and we need to find out the volumetric strain to find the bulk modulus of that component. So the formula here is normal stress is again force by area, and volumetric strain is, that is volumetric strain is nothing but change of volume by original volume. Therefore, the bulk modulus K is nothing but F by A, that is nothing but stress by change of volume, that is volumetric strain. Volumetric strain. Therefore, we can find the bulk modulus. We can find the bulk modulus, that is nothing but K. We can find the bulk modulus, that is nothing but K, by using this formula. And next slide is shear modulus. Shear modulus, the other name is here rigidity modulus. Rigidity modulus or a shear modulus. So here the shear modulus is represented by G. The shear modulus is represented by G, and it is also nothing but shear stress by shear strain. Shear stress by shear strain. So we have seen it again. So here shear stress can be found by force by area. Whatever the area applied, that force is applied on that area, we need to consider that area and the force. Therefore, force by area gives the shear stress, and shear strain, that is nothing but theta is equal to delta x by L. Therefore, we'll get the shear strain. So it is represented by N and G. We can represent it by N or G. Next, very important, that is factor of safety. Factor of safety. So we can find the factor of safety by using a formula, that is nothing but yield stress by working stress. Yield stress by working stress. So here for a ductile material, we need to consider the yield stress of the component and working stress of the component to find the factor of safety. And next, for the ductile materials, we need to consider this yield stress. If the material is a brittle material, we need to consider the ultimate stress. We need to consider the ultimate stress by working stress. Sir, how to get the yield stress? How to get the ultimate stress? So we have done the tensile test for a component, and we have drawn the stress versus strain graph. Strain in x-axis, stress in y-axis. So we have drawn the graph. So we have seen the yield stress, that is nothing but yield stress, and we have seen the ultimate stress, and we have seen the fracture stress or failure stress. Therefore, for a ductile materials, we need to consider the yield stress, and for the brittle materials, we need to consider the ultimate stress. So what is the working stress? So it is also called as allowable stress for a material. Allowable stress of an engineer. Allowable stress of an engineer. Therefore, the factor of safety here is a numerical value. It is nothing but stress by stress. The formula is, it is a ratio of stress by stress. So it is a numerical value. It is a numerical value. So here, what is a working stress or allowable stress, or we'll also call it as engineering stress. We'll also call it as engineering stress. So how to find this? So we can use this formula, that is working stress is equal to yield stress by factor of safety. Yield stress by factor of safety. So the factor of safety is nothing but a numerical value we can consider, that is up 1 to 20. A numerical value 1 to 20. So the factor of safety is a numerical value. It may be 1 or 1.5 or 2, something else, up to 20. As an engineer, we need to consider this numerical value. As an engineer, we need to consider this as a numerical value, that is nothing but a factor of safety. So why should we need to consider the factor of safety? Why should we need to consider the factor of safety? So if I consider to design a body of a shock absorber of a bike, if I need to design a shock absorber of a bike, so this is a shock absorber of a bike, and this is made up of some material. This is made up of some material. I am assuming it as mild steel. I am assuming it as a mild steel. So the mild steel is nothing but it is a ductile material. Mild steel is nothing but a ductile material. Therefore, the yield stress need to be considered. So if I draw the stress versus strain graph for a mild steel, I need to consider the yield stress, that is nothing but 2.5 into 10 to the power something else. 2.5 Pascal, something else, the value will be coming here. And therefore, I need to consider that 250 is the megapascal, is nothing but yield stress. If I consider this as a yield stress of a mild steel, therefore I am considering this as yield stress as 250 megapascal. Yield stress of a mild steel. Yield stress of a mild steel. Therefore, I need to assume the factor of safety. As an engineer, I need to assume the factor of safety. So the bike is a single component which can drive only 2 persons. Therefore, I can take the factor of safety as 1.5. I can take the factor of safety as 1.5 or 2. If I consider the aeroplane, if I need to consider the aeroplane, so if I designing the aeroplane with the same material of mild steel, if I considering the aeroplane by considering the same material as mild steel, therefore the aeroplane is made up of a mild steel. Therefore, its factor of safety and its persons in the aeroplanes who are traveling, that is nearly 500 persons. Therefore, the lives of the persons need to be considered. Therefore, I need to consider the factor of safety as 20, 10 to 20. Therefore, working stress will be calculated. Working stress will be calculated for the shock absorbers as 250 divided by 2, that is nothing but 125 for the bike. If I am considering the working stress for the aeroplane with the same material, I need to consider as a 10. Therefore, the working stress is 25 megapascal. 25 megapascal. So here, if I see the graph in this, if I see the graph, that is stress versus strain graph. Stress versus strain graph, this is 250. And if I consider the bike, the working stress is, that is 125. Here it will be there, 125 megapascal. If I consider the aeroplane, if I need to consider the aeroplane, I am taking the factor of safety, that is at 10. Therefore, the region will be here. It is nothing but 25 megapascal. So if we see in this graph, we are in the safe region. We are in the safe region. That is nothing but we are getting more safe region. We are getting more safe region that is this much of safe region for a aeroplane design. This much of safe region for a aeroplane design. If I consider the bike, we are getting a lesser safe region, that is somewhat lesser safe region to design. That is nothing but if I increase somewhat higher load, therefore the shock absorber will be fail. The shock absorber will be fail easily. The shock absorber will be fail easily than the aeroplane shock absorber. Therefore, here we need to consider as an engineer the factor of safety. We need to consider the factor of safety for each and every material for designing any component according to the component safety. That is, if I consider a bicycle, the factor of safety will be somewhat lesser, that is 1.25. That is in between 1 to 1.5. If I considering somewhat a costliest parts, that is designing parts, that will be more higher. The factor of safety will be more higher. Therefore, our criteria, that is the component will not fail if I increase the load. If I increase the load also, the component should not fail. The component should not fail. Therefore, we need to take the factor of safety more. If I take more and more factor of safety, then also the volume and as well as the weight of the component will also increase. Therefore, the cost of the component also will increase. Therefore, as an engineer, we need to take the factor of safety to the permissible limits for according to the design. Permissible limits according to the design product. According to design product, we need to consider the factor of safety according to the engineers. Next topic is strain energy. So we have studied about the strain that is induced when the external load is applied on the body. Therefore, whatever the external load applied on the body, there will be a strain in the component. Due to this external load, the body will be deformed. That is nothing but the external work done. That is force into displacement is occurring on the component. External work done is applied on the component. Therefore, we have an internal stresses in this. Therefore, a strain energy, that is energy developed in the body. The energy developed in a body to overcome this deformation. That is nothing but internal resisting force offered in a body to overcome the deformation. That is whatever the internal work done applied in the body, when external work done is applied on the body, that inside work done is called as a strain energy. Inside work done will called as a strain energy.
చందు ఒకసారి అటెండ్ తీసుకుంటా.
అలాగే
ఒకసారి అందరూ హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయండి అమ్మా. All of you raise your hand. హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయాలి. Number 318, 340, 346 హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయాలి. లేరేంటి అటెండెన్స్ పడదు. హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయాలి, అయితే అటెండెన్స్ పడదు. ఎవరు ముగ్గురు హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయాలా? రావాలి, హ్యాండ్ రైజ్ చేయాలి చివర్లో. Chandu, you can continue.
Okay. So it is nothing but the strain energy is nothing but whatever the external work done applied on body is equal to the internal energy. It is equal to the internal energy in that body. Internal energy in that body. Therefore, the strain energy is nothing but whatever the external work done. We need to calculate the external work done on the body, which is equal to the internal energy, that is resisting energy in the body. Resisting energy in the body. Therefore, we need to find out the while the external force is applied. So here 3 types of forces can be applied on the component. 3 types of forces can be applied on the component. Gradually applied load. Gradually applied load. Second one is a suddenly applied load. Second one is a suddenly applied load. Third one is impact load. Third one is impact load. So 3 different loads can be applied. 3 different loads can be applied on the component so that the strains can be developed in that component. Therefore, we need to find out the external work done on the component. We need to find out the external work done on the component, which is also equal to the strain energy in that component. That is nothing but inside that component. Therefore, we need to find out the strain energy in the component. That is the last topic in this unit. Therefore, we are finding the strain energies in that component. So there are some formulas to find the strain energy. We can discuss again that formulas in the next classes. So next, with this the fundamentals in the first unit, that is stress and strains. The fundamentals of the first unit, simple stresses and simple strains, are completed. So we need to do some problems. In that. So while doing that problems, we need to have some units. So we are revising the units. Some units. First unit is length units. So length units. So if you take the scale, the length is measured by a scale. So if we take the scale, we will have this type of a scale reading summa. So here it will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. So here, and 0 to 1, that is a main scales, two main scales. The distance between the 2 main scales is nothing but 1 centimeter in the scale. And we have in between 10 small divisions. Therefore, this small divisions will called as mm's, that is millimeters. So 1 centimeter scale is nothing but 10 mm. 1 centimeter is nothing but 10 mm. And next 1 meter scale, that is we will get a 1 meter square, that is nothing but 100 centimeters. That is up to the main region 100 centimeters will called as 1 meter. So again we can write it as in mm's, that is nothing but 10 to the power of 3, 10 to the power of 3 mm. Therefore, this is the length units. We will consider this length units while calculating the object. That is, we will take the object with a certain length. We will take the object with a certain length. Therefore, I need the length unit either in centimeters, either in mm, either in meters. Either in meters. And the last one is a kilometers, but our problem will not have any kilometers. Mana problems lo etuvanti kilometers manaki reading avadu. Therefore, 3 units need to be prepared, that is millimeter, centimeter and meter. So these are the 3 different units which are measured for the length. Next, second one is area. So here we have different types of areas. Either it may be a circular area, either it may be a rectangular area, either it may be a pentagonal area, either it may be a triangular area. Either it may be a triangular area, either it may be a pyramidal, that is prism, or a square or something areas. We need to find out the areas of that component, cross-sectional areas of that component, by considering the areas, some formulas. So here we will consider mainly 2 types of areas in my problems. First one is a circular area, second one is a rectangular area. The circular area formula is pi by 4. That is, area of the circular cross sectional is pi by 4 diameter square. If the diameter is given. So the diameter units is again mm or centimeters or meters. If the diameter is given. And if the radius is given of that component, is given, then the area formula is pi r square. That is the radius. The units again for the radius is also same amount. Either it may be mm, centimeter or meters. We need to measure from the center to the outer radius, that is nothing but outer circumference, that is nothing but a radius of that component. So this is how to calculate the cross-sectional area of that component. And the second one is rectangular cross-section. Therefore, the rectangular cross-section has its width, that is nothing but a b, and its depth, it is nothing but a d. Therefore, area can be measured as b into d for a rectangular cross section. The area units. What is the area units? So here b has a units of mm, d has a units of mm. Therefore, the area units is mm square or centimeter square or meter square. Therefore, the area units will be in mm square or centimeter square or meter square. Therefore, we have discussed about the length units and we have discussed the area units. Next slide is force units. So force unit in our problems, we will discuss about the Newton. First units for the force is Newton. First, it is Newton. Force is Newton. Therefore, in our problems, it will represent as a kilonewtons, meganewtons, and giganewtons. Kilonewtons, meganewtons, and giganewtons. So kilo is nothing but 10 to the power of 3. Therefore, so I can write it as 10 to the power of 3 newtons. Mega is nothing but 10 to the power of 6 newtons, and giga is nothing but 10 to the power of 9 newtons. So 3 different units will be represent our problems. So mana unna problems mana solve chese problems lo aa load component meda load component meda load kilo newton antadu okosari mega newton antadu okosari giga newton antadu. So according to our problem, we need to consider the load, and we need to convert the load in only newtons. And next slide is the stress units. So the stress units I have discussed, that is nothing but stress is nothing but force by area. So here force units is Newton, and area units is meter square. Therefore we will get a units of Newton into meter to the power of -2. That is, I am moving this to upwards. That is nothing but I can show that as meter to the power of -2, which is also called as Pascal. So 1 Pascal is also equal to the 1 mega Newton per mm square. 1 mega Newton per mm square. Here in the previous it is a meter square, so I am converting this into m and 10 to the power of mega ga maripotundi ani cheptamamma. Therefore, what are the units for this strain? So what are the units for this strain? The strain units is change of length by original length. So change of length, what are the units for the change of length? Length lo change, that is nothing but the final length minus initial length. So the final length minus initial length is also change of length, which is having a units of meters again. The example is, I have 5 rupees in my pocket. I have bought some pen by 2 rupees. So I have given 2 rupees for the shop. The remaining that is net rupees in my pocket is 3 rupees. So it has a units. That is nothing but a change has an units. The change has an units. Whichever the units, that is the final units and the initial units, gives the change. That is similarly change of volume units, that is a meter cube. The change of volume also having a units, that is nothing but a meter cube. Therefore we have the units for change, that is nothing but for a change we have a units. Therefore that units is nothing but meters, and the length units is again a meters. Therefore meters and meters will be cancelled. The strain has no units. Sorry, here it will be a -3. It will be a -3, somewhat -3. So next, a problem on the sum component. So if you read this problem, a rod, he is telling that some rod is taken of 150 centimeter long. That is nothing but he had given the length unit is centimeters. He have given the length of the rod is 150 centimeters, and the diameter of the rod is 2 centimeter, is subjected to an axial load of 20 kilonewtons. Therefore it is nothing but a load, and he had given the modulus of elasticity of that material. A material to rod tayarayindo, the material modulus of rigidity is 2 into 10 to the power of 5 Newton per meter square is the units. That is nothing modulus units. So what we need to determine? We need to determine the stress in the rod. Stress in the rod. We need to determine the strain in the rod. We need to determine the strain in the rod, and we need to determine the elongation in the rod. ఎంత వచ్చింది elongation ఎంత వచ్చింది అనేది డిటర్మైన్ చేయాలమ్మా. డ్యూ టు దిస్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ లోడ్, ఈ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ లోడ్ పడటం వల్ల elongation ఎంత వచ్చింది అనేది మీరు డిటర్మైన్ చేయాల్సి వస్తుంది. Therefore, for a solution, what are the given data and what we need to find here? So we need to find the some values here. So first load, next length of the rod, third one is change of length, and fourth one is the diameter of the rod, and next fifth one is area, and next one is stress, and next one is strain, and the next one is Young's modulus, or we are also called as modulus of elasticity. Modulus of elasticity. So these are the formulas. These are the formulas or required data to calculate any stresses or any type of a problem. Therefore, so we have discussed that two types of areas are available. Two types of areas are available in the components. Therefore, it may be a rectangular or it may be circular. So if you see our problem, it is represented as a diameter. Therefore, the rod is a circular component. Therefore, I am considering this circular component. And next, what are the given data? So the force is given as 20 kilonewton. And the length of that rod is given as 150 centimeters, and a change of length is not represented. So here it is not given. We need to find it. And diameter of the rod is given. That is nothing but 2 centimeters. So area, whether he had given the area? No, he do not given the area. We need to find the area by considering this formula. That is nothing but pi d square by 4a, that is 4, and r pi r square. So he had given the diameter. Therefore, I need to consider the formula pi d square by 4. And next, that is nothing but stress is equal to force by area. Strain is nothing but change of length by original length. Young's modulus is nothing but stress by strain. So these are the given data, and remaining we need to find here. But here Young's modulus is also given data, in our problem. So how to find the stress? In a component? So to find the stress in a component, we need to use a formula, force by area. So what is the force? Whether he had given the force? So he had given the force as 20 kilo, that is 10 to the power of 3 Newton. And what is the area? So the area here is a circular cross section. Therefore, the diameter is given. It is nothing but 2 centimeters. So if I need to consider this in centimeters or meters, if I consider this in meters, 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 meters. 2 into 10 to the power of 2 meters. Therefore, area, cross-sectional area is nothing but pi by 4. D is nothing but 2 into 10 to the power of minus 2 whole square. The units will be in meter square. So we need to find out the area by using this formula. So after finding this area, we need to substitute the area in meter square. We need to substitute this area. We need to substitute this area in meter square. Therefore, I can find the stress. I can find the stress by using this formula, that is nothing but force by area. We will get the stress in terms of Pascal, which is also equal to Newton per meter square. So this is the first we need to find. First we need to find in our problem. So what is the stress in the rod? What is the stress in the rod? So we have calculated by using this formula. We have calculated by using this formula. Next, by using this formula. Next, second, we need to find out the strain. We need to find out the strain. How to find the strain? What is the formula for the strain? What is the formula for the strain? Strain is nothing but change of length by original length. So here, this one we need to find, and this also is not given, therefore we need to find, but length is given. But length is given. So here two unknowns to solve this, but it is not possible by this equation. By this equation, we cannot find this strain. We have another equation. We have another equation that is nothing but capital E, that is Young's modulus is equal to stress by strain. Stress by strain. So here Young's modulus is given value. Young's modulus is given value. Young's modulus is given value, and the stress now only we have found it. Now only you have found it. Now only you have found it. Therefore, I can substitute the value here. I can substitute the value here. Therefore, the unknown here is the strain in the component. The strain in the component. Therefore, the strain in the component can be found by stress by Young's modulus. Stress by Young's modulus. So both has the same units. We need to see that both has the same units, that is Newton per meter square. For the stress, we have calculated in Newton per meter square. The Young's modulus need to be also Newton per meter square. The Young's modulus also need to be Newton per meter square. Therefore, I can calculate the second strain, that is nothing but stress by Young's modulus, by using this formula. After finding the strain, I can substitute the strain. I can substitute the strain in the equation, and I can find the unknown, that is change of length. I can find the change of length because the original length is given, that is nothing but 150 centimeter. 150 centimeter is given. Therefore, I can find the change of length. That is third criteria we need to find, that is change of length in the component. So in this manner, we need to find out the stress, strain, and elongation in the component. Okay, Nama? So with this, I am closing this section, Nama.